Story 1. The Lifeguard Who Never Left. In the summer of 1987, a public swimming pool in Austin, Texas, was bustling with kids and families. But lifeguards often whispered about the pool's unlucky corner, where the water always felt colder than the rest. One night, Daniel, a new lifeguard, stayed late after closing. As he was locking up, he noticed a figure in the water. A boy struggling, splashing desperately. Daniel dove in instantly, pulling the boy toward the surface. But when he reached for him, the boy vanished. No bubbles, no trace. Only the sound of faint coughing echoed from underwater. Daniel panicked, but as he swam back, he saw, sitting on the pool chair, a soaking wet lifeguard in an old uniform from the 1970s. The man just stared at him, face pale, lips purple. Later, Daniel learned that a lifeguard had drowned in that very pool in 1974, trying to save a boy. Since then, lifeguards often reported hearing phantom whistles or seeing a shadow pacing the deck, as if someone was still on duty. Story 2. The Midnight Swim. In 1992, a group of teenagers in Sydney, Australia, snuck into their school's pool after midnight. They dared each other to swim across in the dark, the water eerily still. As Claire swam halfway, she felt something brush against her leg. At first, she thought it was a prank. Then, something wrapped tightly around her ankle, pulling her down. She screamed, thrashing violently, but her friends only saw ripples on the surface. They dove in to rescue her, but found her floating unconscious near the bottom. When they pulled her out, Claire was gasping, her skin covered in long red scratches, like claw marks. Later, an old janitor told them the story. Years before, a girl had drowned in that very pool during swim practice. Coaches had scolded her for being too slow, and she had collapsed from exhaustion. They said her spirit lingered, dragging down anyone who dared disturb the water at night. The school closed the pool permanently a few years later, but locals still swear that if you sneak in after midnight, you'll hear a girl crying underwater. And if you swim, you might feel her cold hands around your ankle. Story 3. The Pool at Midnight. It was summer break, and the high school swimming pool was closed for renovation. But for Jake and his 3 friends, the locked gates were just an invitation. They wanted a thrill, a secret midnight swim. They climbed the fence, laughing as their flashlights danced across the water. The pool looked strange without the usual bright lights. Its surface was dark, almost black, as if hiding something beneath. "Race you to the deep end," Jake shouted, diving in first. The others followed, splashing and shouting, their voices echoing off the empty walls. Then, something changed. The water grew cold, freezing, as if someone had just dumped blocks of ice into it. Jake stopped, treading water. He felt something brush against his leg. At first, he thought it was just one of his friends playing a prank. "Quit it!" he yelled, but his friends were at the other end of the pool. Something grabbed his ankle, hard. Jake gasped and kicked, but the grip tightened, pulling him under. He thrashed wildly, bubbles rushing up to the surface. His friends saw the water churning and dove to help, but when they reached him, Jake was gone. The water was calm again, too calm. Panic set in. They searched the pool, diving again and again, but the pool was empty. Jake had vanished. Then they heard it. A cough, a splash. They spun around. Jake was standing on the pool deck, soaking wet, pale, and shivering. But something was wrong. His lips were blue, his eyes empty, lifeless. And when he opened his mouth, water poured out. Not words, just water, gushing, spilling onto the tiles. The lights above flickered, buzzing, then went out completely. In the darkness, they heard footsteps, wet, dragging footsteps coming closer. The next morning, the security guard found the pool perfectly still. No sign of trespassers, except 4 sets of wet footprints leading out the gate, and one more set, small, bare, childlike, leading back into the pool.